Hey, Hollow Haunters, it's Skylin,
And Michaela.
and welcome back to the Hollow Grimoires podcast.
So today we're going to be talking about the next 20 chapters of Heartless Hunter, which there's a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
So much. Another true crime story, some more ghost stories, but we thought we'd start off the episode with talking about what we plan to do for our next episode and for all of the month of October.
Yes.
So, next episode, we will finish the book, because there's, 21 chapters left? Something like that? Yeah. 21 chapters left. And then, for October, we plan to do the most haunted places in the different states.
I'm excited about that. I definitely want to, because we'll have to figure out how to, divvy it out. Are we doing, every state? Are we only doing a handful and everything?
Right.
I think it'll be a good idea.
I feel like we should start with the states that we live in.
Yes.
And then after that, we could do, the states that we're originally from.
Oh, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can do some research. I can figure something out.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then just kind of go from there. Decide what we want to do, because I definitely don't think that we'll make it through all 50. You never know. But I definitely don't think that we'll make it through all 50. But if we were to do about 2 an episode, we'd make it through a decent amount of them.
Yeah, I think so.
For
I think
October.
that'd be really good. Yeah. And then we'll have our October Halloween special.
Yes.
I'm
very excited. Yeah.
So, all right. Then 20 chapters that we just finished.
Ugh. There's so much.
I know.
There's so much. So much has happened.
I wanted to continue reading so bad.
Me too.
I was like, and the thing is, I can't read at work because I'm just not allowed to and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, please, just let me read. Give me time, please.
Right?
Please. So.
Yeah.
All right. How do you feel? Okay, so let's start from chapter 21.
Yeah.
How do you think that chapter, how did you feel going into the next 20 chapters?
There was a lot, and a lot of what we talked about last episode, I bookmarked so many pages on my Kindle while I was reading, because I was like, ooh, this applies to what we were talking about, and this applies to what we were talking about. Oh my goodness, there was so much.
There was a lot. I don't have it on my...
The first thing was the trap. Did you know it was a trap because you read ahead a little bit?
No, I literally did not.
As soon as I read that, I was like, I wonder, because it talks about it in 21, at the end of chapter 21. He literally tells Harrow, like, oh yeah, I told Rune this information and it's wrong, so if she shows up there, then she's the moth.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if she knew.
I literally did not know. And so when I got to that section, I was like, I'm a psychic. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I was like, that's insane. Sorry, I'm just trying to get to actually I'll try to find that section from page 41. Give me a second.
Okay.
It was in 22. I mean, I guess 22. Because...
Yeah, 22 is what I had bookmarked.
Yeah, because the last sentence of 21 is get inside. Then I abandoned his false trail, break things off with Rune, and hope my brother finds his balls.
Yeah.
Because okay, that proves that Alex loves Rune.
Yeah.
And then 22, it's Rune's point of view, and it says the old mine near Seldom Harbor stood on a small cliff top 100 meters above the sea level. And then it just goes through everything, and I just can't believe how she got away.
I know.
Insane.
I know. Yeah, the page that I bookmarked, there was a rush of air, movement in the dark. The hair on her nape rose. Trap, said her brain, seconds before her body caught up. As soon as
Yes,
I read that,
trap.
I was like, damn.
I know. Well, I think it's just like, which I literally have like on in my little handy dandy notebook, trick on
Yeah.
place. I literally did
Yeah.
not. I was like,
Right?
Gideon, you're not that sly kind of guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have. This is my Kindle. Ta-da!
And this is my Kindle.
Mine says
Just one more chapter.
And I got a bunch of stickers that pertain to me and my pop
See,
socket.
I had stickers. I had a clear
Mm-hmm.
case with stickers, but I just recently got this one, and I have the little ghosties reading books.
I love that. Does your pop socket come off?
Yeah. So the case is actually MagSafe itself,
Oh,
so it
that's
doesn't
cool.
even need the little ring.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, comes off.
Yeah,
It came with the little ring, but
yeah, mine is MagSafe as well, and I have a bunch of picture stickers and stuff.
yeah,
But I like it because it's actually pretty sturdy.
yeah.
Like I have to pull it off. But I actually read it on with my actual book because again, I can't read at work, which is sad.
Yeah.
But that whole like trap scene and everything, and like
Yes.
when Rune like pushed him back
Yeah.
and like fell and everything, I was like, hello,
Yeah.
what the heck, how did you get away?
Right?
And then so when she stabbed Gideon in the leg,
Yeah.
and then this is a bunch of spoilers, guys, just to
Yeah.
give you a heads up.
Right?
When she stabbed Gideon in the leg and then she was like running away or whatever, and then she
Yeah.
pulled her dagger out and then what do you
Used
call
his
it?
blood.
For
Yeah.
deadbolt. Sorry,
Yeah.
there's a fly over here. I was like, is he going to scar?
Right?
Because that's insane if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because like in throughout like the chapters and everything, it says like you'll scar only if you're willing and like what do you call it? You allow the person to like take your
Right.
blood. So
Right. Which he didn't, so
no. So I wonder
I
what it's gonna
guess,
be like.
right? I guess we'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the next thing that I have bookmarked is when she's talking to Alex and he's talking
Mm-hmm.
about moving. And he's like, just come with me just for 2 weeks. Like before, when he's like,
Mm-hmm.
come with me just for 2 weeks. And now he's like, yeah, I'm moving there forever. Like, it's not just a month. Like, I'm moving. I'm selling my house and I am moving. And he just keeps like talking, like trying to pressure her into moving. And she literally says, why is he so adamant about this? It wasn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
She is, and there's more where like she's questioning why he's so adamant about these things.
Mm-hmm.
She's so oblivious to his
Yes.
feelings for her.
Like hello. And the thing
She
is
does
like
not have a clue.
like sorry, I have a little thing on my finger. Like he cups my face, like he cups
Yeah.
Rune's face and pulls like drags her attention and like is it Verity? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Verity. Um the Verity being like extremely protective over Rune and
Yeah.
being like,
Yeah.
that's Alex's girl. Like, come on, Rune. I literally do not know, and it keeps making me think. Like, this like question keeps popping in my head, and I'm gonna write it down and stuff. Is like, what is going to happen with that whole relationship because they're good friends
Right.
and everything. So like, are they going to like stop being friends?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen between Alex and Rune?
Right.
Makes me wonder.
Yeah. Oh, and then the next one is from Gideon's point of view, and it's after he had just gotten to the party that she was at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to read the whole thing. Gideon stepped back away from them all. If Rune had come to this masked ball with his brother, she couldn't have also been in Seldom Harbor. It was another strike against him. Rune might lie, but Alex wouldn't. His brother would never knowingly sabotage him by aiding a dangerous witch. not after everything their family had been through. As the three friends turned to leave, Gideon watched Alex press his hand to the small of Rune's back. At least he's taking my advice. Like, the fact that that's exactly what Alex is doing. Mm-hmm. And he's like, no, my brother would never do that. That, like, it's, the truth is going to come out, and it is going to kill Gideon.
Oh, yeah.
That Alex was helping her.
It's going to be really, really bad. And, like, I think the thing is like, it's going to be really bad when, like, if Gideon finds out that Alex and Rune were, like, betrayed him and everything.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he fell in love with Cressida.
Yeah.
Cressida used, and we found out all about that. Cressida used and abused him and threatened his entire family, this, that, the other. Found out
killed his sister.
His mom, killed his sister and everything. Like, I would, like, flip out.
Yeah.
If that was me. But then the thing is like, you could see, like, you know, when they keep talking about bodies being drained of blood.
Yeah.
And everything. It's not Rune. It is not Rune. I wonder who it is.
We'll get into that in a little bit, because it kind of goes into it a little later, if you remember, with Seraphine.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't think it's Seraphine, though.
No, but when they are about to, like, her, you know, and all that happens.
Yeah.
That the rose pops up, and it's the mark
of Cressida. See, that's the thing. I think it is Cressida. What do you call it? I think it's a person who's impersonating Cressida, because she's supposed to be dead. Remember?
Right.
And the thing is like, we know it's not Rune.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Seraphine. I
don't think so either.
I think it's somebody that we don't know, and this might be wrong of me, but what if it's I can never pronounce her name. Verity. She's
not a witch, though.
She is a witch, I thought.
No, she's not. Her sisters were, but she's not.
Her sisters, yeah, that is true. Yeah. That is true. Unless she's been hiding it.
She's been hiding it.
She's been hiding it because hasn't she been, like, tired and, like, falling behind somewhat at, like, school?
Yeah, but that could also be because she's always helping Rune.
That is also true.
Right.
I don't know. I think it really just depends, because just, like, thinking about it and everything, there's not so much, but so many, like, what ifs and everything.
Right.
Yeah. But then, so we get into the was it chapter 40, and things start to come out, and I'm like, holy crap, what is going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me find that page again.
So the next one that I have bookmarked is Rune's point of view. She was just talking with Alex. It says, fighting with Alex made her feel unbalanced, like a ship they'd been sailing smoothly on for years had suddenly plunged into stormy waters. Alex never blurred the line between his loyalty to Rune and his love for Gideon. He liked to keep them separate. In courting Gideon, Rune was shrinking the gap between those parts of his life, and it was making him anxious. That's all this was. That's why he was being so protective. Rune shook her head. She couldn't afford to be distracted right now, so she put her oldest friend out of her mind and fell asleep. No, girl, he is in love with you.
Yeah.
She is so in denial.
She extremely in denial, and it's so crazy. In denial. Yeah. So it's chapter 34 and everything. It's talking about how there was a casting mark an hour before it set sail. There was a last-minute cargo brought on board. 2 barrels of wine delivered by an aristo. Beyond the window, the scarlet sunset and the capital, and this is just talking about, like, you know, like, just details.
Yeah.
But they say, unfortunately, the man's hood concealed his face. Harry continued, and there was no moon that night, so the dock hands couldn't identify him. How did they know that it was Aristo? Asked Gideon, doing up his cufflinks. The jacket was a gift from Rune, and he had arrived less than an hour ago to replace one I ruined, said her accompanying note. So this is basically just talking about, like, you know, he's wearing a jacket that, you know, she bought, yada yada yada.
Has the truth spell in it.
Has the truth spell in it. And so here is what I was like, oh my god. I literally out loud, I was like, oh my god, what the heck? It says, the dockhand said he had a sophisticated way of speaking, like someone with an education. He also wore a ring on his smallest finger.
Yeah.
Who wears a ring on his smallest finger? And then if you keep continuing and everything, it says, this one was plain and thin, silver maybe. They described it as a poor man's wedding band. Excuse me? I'm like, Alex, you're fucking screwed. Hello?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I read that. I was like, oh my god, Alex. No.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. The next one that I have, chapter 29, Gideon's point of view. It's just a little tidbit. It says, this is a game, he reminded himself, his chest tight, it means nothing. But if that were true, why did he feel like he was walking straight off of a cliff, hoping he wouldn't fall? I was like, ooh!
Well, and the thing is like, oh, he was trying so hard not to stare at her when they were at the beach.
Yeah.
And, like, they just keep kissing each other and, like,
right?
feeling all lovey-dovey. And I'm like, okay.
And they're naked.
Okay. Yeah, and they're naked. Like, and then, like, Rune's, like, scared, like, oh, I let the poor people, you know, fish and, like, survive or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think it finally opens Gideon's eyes. So, like, she's not this stuck-up, rich, you know, lives in, like, higher up and
that
stuff.
She
like,
pretends to be. It's just her face. Yeah. It's just a mask.
Yep, exactly. And so I'm just like, we will see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely think something's going to happen. I just don't know what. Because like at, you know, towards the end of the 20 chapters and everything, after she gets caught in the spell fire.
Yeah.
And then I think it was Harrow. It was either Harrow or it was Verity. But when she was wearing the jacket, she was like blew up, like, hey, why didn't you go and send me flowers?
Yes.
Like stuff that a girlfriend or somebody in a relationship would want. And I'm like, Ruin, you're so dense. Do you not know you're wearing his jacket that has the spell in it, and you literally just, like, you caught yourself.
Yeah.
I just can't wait for them to realize they actually like each other.
I know. Oh my gosh. 33, Rune's point of view, when she's talking with Gideon, and she says, that's not the way friendship works, she said, turning back to him. Alex didn't find me. He doesn't own me. Gideon's graves dropped to her mouth. I'm not talking about friendship, Rune. I'm like, he's literally telling you. He's literally telling you that his brother is in love with you.
Yes.
That he claimed you as his, like.
And one the thing that makes me so mad is, like, when they're talking about when they first met at the cliffs and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, Rune was like, I was so excited to meet you, and you didn't even want to shake my hand. And then Gideon was like, I was never taught that was, like, the polite way. I didn't know how to react to that. And then, like, Gideon
and also, my brother had already claimed you and was already talking about you constantly.
Oh, yeah, literally. My brother has talked about you every single day, like, all the time, like, 24/7. And I'm like, come on.
Right?
Why are you, like, she's 20, not 20, she's 18.
Something like that.
Yeah, she's like 18, 19, because Gideon's 2 years because she was 13 when they met and he was 15. So they're 2 years apart. So I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Just please pay attention
I
and
know.
pick up the cues.
Yes.
Do you think Alex is going to leave, or do you think he's going to get caught?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I think if Alex gets caught and like he gets sent to the purge for like helping out witches and stuff, that is going to be so bad for Gideon. Like, I don't know what Gideon's going to do. I don't know what Rune's going to do. I 100% think Rune's going to be like, maybe her eyes finally open and be like, I love him. I love both. I love two brothers. Like, what the heck? Because I think she has to love. She had, like, there's no way she didn't love Alex.
But is it just like a brother?
That's true. Also, there is a theory. I mean, I don't know if they actually watched Cressida like beat, but like they say Alex killed Cressida, but Alex has been helping Rune save witches.
Right. Yeah.
What if he saved
Cressida?
And
that's who did the fire, the spell fire?
Because she's jealous because she likes Gideon.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I have 2 more bookmarks. Mm-hmm. This one was 34, Gideon's perspective. But it wasn't only her physical attributes that had him spinning. It was her kindness, her thoughtfulness, her wildness. It was her willingness to argue with him. If he wasn't careful, he might fall in love with her. I was like, ooh, damn.
Yeah. Oopsie.
Yeah. And then the last one was what we were talking about, is 39. Mm-hmm. Again, Gideon's perspective. Layla joined him beneath the table, sitting cross-legged on the other side of the signature. With her head bowed beneath the wood overhead, her gaze flicked between him and the floating mark. Who does it belong to? The past rose up to bite Gideon, trying to drag him backward in its teeth. He wished he could deny what was in front of his eyes, that there was some other explanation, but he knew the signature like he knew his own name. It belongs to a witch who should be dead. His eyes met Layla's. Cressida Roseblood.
Cressida Roseblood, come on. It just gives you, like, that's the thing. And literally that theory that maybe Alex didn't actually kill her, like, that literally just popped in my head, because that's the thing. It's like, when Alex found out Rune was actually a witch, like, she was like, I'm dead. I'm going to, like, he's going to take me to the purge. And he was like, you're safe here. You don't have to do this, that, the other. So, like, I'm wondering, I mean, yes, like, I think Alex for sure loves Rune, but I'm wondering, what if Cressida bewitched Alex?
It's possible.
And he's just bewitched now.
Yeah.
I don't know. We will see.
But I wrote those down. Is Verity a witch? I don't think that Verity is a witch. I don't think that she is.
I don't know. I don't think she's a witch. I mean, she's very sensitive, but also, like, who's the, like, I mean, if it is Cressida, because Cressida is very strong, that Spellfire had to be a very strong, Gideon said it had to be a very strong, like, person to do that. And there is no way it was Seraphine, because Seraphine was...
she had the iron shackles on.
Yeah, she had the iron shackles on her hands. And then they said that Gideon found out there was, like, a group of witches, like, talking about witches, or, like, something like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And then, did Alex actually kill Cressida?
Yeah, I have that as well. I also have, when does Rune tell Gideon she likes him, or, like, when does she come to her senses?
Yeah.
And then, is there anything going to happen between Alex and Rune? Is Rune going to, like, leave for, was it Callistes?
Something, I can't remember. But is she gonna leave with him? Is Alex just gonna leave, like,
by himself? And
there's only 21 chapters left, and there's still so many questions that need to be answered. But there's still a whole other book too.
Yes, there is a whole other book. And I mean, I think, once we finish this one, hopping straight into having to get the next one and hopping straight into it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
But, well, are you ready to get into our true crime section?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so getting into our true crime section today, it's going to be actually a missing persons case. So, this is the disappearance of Heather Emily Bush. Heather Emily Bush was a bright, artistic teenager growing up in Modesto, a city in California's Central Valley. She lived with her mother and younger brother in a modest home near the edge of town. Friends described her as imaginative and kind, with a love of sketching animals and writing short stories. She had recently started middle school and was adjusting to social pressures that come with adolescence. Her family life was strained. Her parents had divorced 2 years prior, and Heather had begun showing signs of emotional distress. She confided in a friend and felt invisible at home. She had considered running away, though she never followed through. So going into her disappearance. On the morning of January 15th, 2005, Heather left home to walk to a nearby convenience store. She told her mother she'd be back in 20 minutes. Surveillance footage confirmed she entered the store and bought a soda. She was last seen walking towards a wooded shortcut that led back to her neighborhood. It's just weird. Like, okay, so that means she knows that there was a wooded, shortcut,
right,
and she used it a lot.
Yeah.
But then it continues and says she never made it home. Her mother reported her missing that afternoon. A search party combed the woods and surrounding areas for days. No signs of struggle, no personal belongings, and no witnesses emerged. The only clue was a torn page from Heather's sketchbook found near the trail, bearing a drawing of a winged creature and the words, "I wish I could fly." It's weird.
Interesting.
Very weird. Despite extensive efforts, the case remains unsolved today. Investigators explored several theories, 3 of them to be exact. One is runaway. Given Heather's emotional state, some believe she left voluntarily, but no evidence supported this. No packed bags, no money taken, no communication.
Right.
Abduction. The wooded trail was isolated, and authorities suspect she may have been taken by somebody familiar with the area. I mean, I could see that, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible.
And then, again, online predator. Heather had recently begun using internet chat rooms. Her computer was examined, but no definitive leads were found. So I don't think it would be an online predator, to be honest. But it says the case went cold after several months. Her family continues to hold vigils and maintain a website dedicated to finding her.
How long ago was this?
January 15th, 2005. So 20 years.
Oh, wow.
It has been 20 years since she's been missing.
Wow.
So then this is very short, but it gets into her legacy and everything. It says Heather's disappearance is a part of a border pattern of missing teens in California during the early 2000s. So I think it's an abduction.
Yeah,
because in California, early 2000s, like there's a pattern. So I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But then it says her story has been featured in local news retrospectives and true crime forums. Her mother, now an advocate for missing children, speaks at schools and community events using vigilance and compassion. That's just sad.
Yeah.
But she's still missing 20 years. She was 13 years old.
That's insane.
And 2005, that's 20 years ago, to be exact.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always the missing person cases that give me just it just makes me very sad. Like you wish you could be able to find them.
Yeah.
But okay, so that is the true crime section. on to
the ghost stories.
Yay!
On to our first ghost story. Okay. Again, from Reddit. Let's see. This one. Can I zoom in? No. It looks like the user was deleted. It was from 3 years ago, though. Been looking forward to a post like this to share mine. I actually like reading people's experiences more than trying to glean something from blurry security footage. So one of my closest friends growing up lived in a house that was, beyond a reasonable doubt, haunted AF. The house was definitely somewhere around a century old, or at least now it is, and our town was situated in a very woodsy suburb. He and every other member of his family had experiences there. Several of our friends had their own experiences there, and I had my own too. Honestly, it would be impossible to try to condense it down into one experience, and I believe it's worth sharing the accounts I can remember. I'll start with the least scary one, which was thankfully my own, and then move on to the ones worth telling. During high school, my parents went on vacation, and for a few days, I stayed at this particular house of my friend. Let's call him Paul. I stayed in Paul's room in a sleeping bag on the floor while he slept in his bed. One morning, I woke up to someone whispering in my ear, like directly in my ear. My name, you need to leave, now. It did not say this super maliciously, almost more of a warning. It definitely woke me up, though, and immediately I'm thinking Paul was fucking with me, as he frequently did. But I turned around to my right, where he was sleeping, and realized he was completely out. I said, "What?" to him, thinking he was joking around, and he didn't wake up. He was definitely asleep. It was quiet, and still too early for even Paul's parents to be up. Then it hit me, as it still hits me today. I heard the whisper in my left ear, and Paul was on my right side. Paul had other experiences in that same room. I can remember a few off the top of my head. For a time, he told me he suffered from sleep paralysis on a consistent basis. He would see demons in his room and would be unable to move. He told me that, very frequently in his sleep, the standing fan by his bed would become a demon girl, and he would wake up with a jolt of adrenaline having punched or thrown the fan down to the ground. He told me he would sometimes see someone standing in the closet his bed faced, both asleep and awake. Oddly enough, his sleep paralysis significantly decreased as soon as he moved out of that place. That floor, the second floor where Paul, his parents, and 2 of 4 of his sisters slept, was spooky. I remember getting weird feelings up there. One of his sisters claimed to see the ghost of a little boy in their bathroom. His mom once opened the closet in her bedroom to find the same little boy standing in there, looking up at her and asking for his mom. I heard about that one when I was in middle school, and it always creeped me out. It's always scarier when the adults see them too. Yeah, definitely. Before my own experience, I generally thought Paul was just trying to fuck with me when he would tell me about these other experiences. Most of our other friends were the same way, thinking Paul was full of shit. Even after my own experience, at times, I thought I just as easily could have dreamt it up. But then a few of these same friends, some of them complete non-believers beforehand, had their own experiences, and that changed my whole idea of the house. Once a year, Paul and his family would take a trip and have someone take care of their 2 dogs. One of our mutual friends came over to do just that one day. When she got there that evening to feed the dogs, the house was dark and empty. For some context, the dogs were being fed near the kitchen, and adjacent to the kitchen was the dining room, which led further away into the entryway, and after that, a small living room. Well, not long after feeding the dogs, she heard a blood-curdling scream, a goddamn shriek, coming from that living room, like something was inside with her. She booked it outside with the dogs, checked for intruders, and saw no one was there. I'm pretty sure after that she called Paul, told him what happened, and he laughed and said, "Yeah, shit like that happens sometimes." Absolutely not. For you to just call your friend and he's like, "Yeah, shit like that happens sometimes."
It happens. It's normal. Like,
Yeah,
there's a ghost,
right?
a demon. Like,
Yeah,
no, I would never stay there ever
no.
again.
I would never go back in that house. A couple years later, one of the bigger doubters in our group, who thought all of us were full of shit, had his own experience. Paul hosted a fair amount of parties back then, and usually we would use his basement to avoid any sort of noise complaints. So all of us are in the basement having a good time, and this particular friend of ours decides to run up and grab another drink from upstairs. Mind you, his friend is not the kind of guy to get completely fucked up. Like, he'll only ever have a beer or two at most. So for all intents and purposes, he's sober. He goes up and the ground floor was completely empty as everyone is in the basement. There was a porch directly outside the dining room / entryway / living room, and it extended long ways across the back of the house. As our friend was walking into the dining room to grab a beer off the table, he sees a tall, grim-looking woman standing on the porch outside, looking through the window directly at him. He knows something is wrong because she's sort of featureless and standing outside, by herself, looking inside. He takes his eyes off of her for one moment, looks back, and she's gone. A few days later, he tells Paul what happened, and Paul tells him how he and his siblings have seen the same woman before. Our friend becomes a believer. The basement was creepy as hell, but I can only think of one thing that ever happened down there. It was more of a storage cellar than anything. We still used it for parties and just generally hanging out, but it was so cluttered with random shit that whole areas of the room were completely cut off. At some point in college, one summer when I was back home, Paul and his family were doing the annual Throw Old Shit Away Fest, and he openly invited some friends to come help. I came one day, and when I got there, Paul's dad nonchalantly told me, "You gotta see the secret room." Turns out that in the far corner of the basement, behind a bunch of clutter, was a little storage closet nobody, besides maybe Paul's parents, knew about. We investigated it that day, and in it we found a bunch of random old shit. I can't remember everything exactly. I don't even know if Paul's family knew what this stuff was, but among all of it, I specifically remember finding a very old-fashioned vintage music box. You know, like the one in The Conjuring with the dancing ballerina, that kind of thing. We decided it was creepy and didn't want to do anything with it and left it in that closet. Well, on a different day, thankfully, I was not there. Paul and another friend were cleaning out the basement when suddenly that same music box started playing by itself from behind the door of the closet. They were alone and had not been in that closet all day. They bolted up the stairs. At the top of the house were 2 small bedrooms, both belonging to Paul's older sisters. This is the last one I will share, as it's the story that stuck with me the longest. The second oldest sister once had a vivid and intense dream in which she herself was being exorcised. A demon was being forced out of her as a group of priests were standing over her convulsing body, shouting verses at her, and she remembered it just being crazy intense. After enduring this for some time, she suddenly jolts herself awake and yells, and at that precise moment, a rosary she kept hanging on her wall flies from its place, crashing to the floor and shatters into a bunch of pieces, completely on its own. She was covered in sweat and completely terrified. No one else was in the room. Yeah, that place was fucking haunted.
Mm-mm. Yeah, absolutely not.
No, like...
Especially if, okay, music box, and then everybody's seeing things. Everybody's seeing the same person. Like,
yeah.
There's creepy stuff. Absolutely not. Not
No.
me. I would not.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So my ghost story that I have is from Annie Rude H_1. So this happened, I think, 15 or so years ago when my grandfather passed away. In my culture, the dead are cremated and they are elaborate ceremonies performed. The body carried by people while chanting and the name of the Hindu god. Ram after it has been cleaned, clothed, and some ceremonial colors put on it. I was never very close to my grandfather. I barely remembered ever having much to talk with him, but my parents say I used to talk to him a lot as a child. Anyway, when he died, I didn't really know much about him other than that he was a patriarch for the family and everybody respected him. I was barely 10 years old then, and I was supposed to stay at an aunt's house. Sneaky that I was, I managed to follow my mother when she left for my grandfather's house, unaware that I was a few steps behind her. Anyway, the ceremony starts. There's a lot of crying, and soon 4 people, including my father, my uncles, and somebody I cannot now remember, carry the body on the top of a structure made of bamboo and wood. They chant throughout the way, Nobody noticed that I was following them. They reached the cemetery. There's a lot of crying, and I got bored standing at a distance. It's almost dusk, and I sit. Weirdly, on a nearby platform, I would later come to know that it was a sort of a memorial for the deceased. Sometime between all of this happening, I fall asleep. Hours go by, and when I wake up, there is no one. Just the last flames burning through pieces of wood. I panic. I look around and I see if there's anyone, but there's no one. I start running towards the pyre, hoping perhaps someone of my relatives might spot me by the fire and get hold of me. Again, no one. I start crying. I look around and see if I can find my way to the street. The cemetery was on the outskirts of town, and it was huge to my tiny mind. Rows after rows of those memorials I mentioned earlier. It's almost dark, and I can hear animals howling in the distance. While all this is happening, I have a creepy feeling that I am being watched. It sends a shiver down my spine, and to this, I don't remember being so shit scared. It was such a dark and nauseating feeling, a sense of impending doom. I cry louder and start running. Little did I know what I was running deeper into the cemetery, farther from the road that would take me home. I reach to the edge of the open ground and catch my breath near a tree line. I can hear faint voices coming from behind the silhouette of trees in front of me. Perhaps someone might be returning after gathering wood from there. I am again hit with this nauseating feeling that is stronger now. To top it all off, every time I walk or run, it felt like I could hear footsteps, like someone right behind me. I turned around several times yet found no one. I was so afraid at the point that I thought I might die. I took a leap of faith and ran towards the trees. The sound of footsteps behind me grew louder and louder, and it seemed like whoever it was, they were near, almost at arm's length. Like I could just reach out and catch a hold of me. I am audibly sobbing and shouting for help. There's barely any light, but I remember hearing people in the distance. I'm sorry. Where's this child's parents?
Right?
Like, what the heck is happening? Like, okay,
Yeah.
you definitely had to have seen them.
Yeah.
Like, seen the child like asleep or something. I don't know.
Right?
Suddenly, I'm in a clearing and I see there's a community pond with a bathing area. I can see some people in my family and I ran towards. No matter how loud I tried to cry, there was no sound coming out of my mouth. Finally, an aunt saw me and ran towards me. The last thing I remember before fainting is a hand on my shoulder and my body almost freezing on the spot. No.
Absolutely not. Mm-mm.
It says, I was sick for a week after that. I had nightmares for years and in general stopped going to my grandfather's house or even the town. To this day, I find it difficult sleeping in the dark and sometimes wake up with a cold sweat and a creepy feeling on my shoulder like somebody was holding on to me.
Absolutely not.
No. No, thank you. Bye-bye.
Nope. Yeah.
That's crazy. I wonder. Yeah, you had to have seen them. Like, this
Right.
family, you had to have.
Yeah. All right. On to my next and last story. One that I think you will like a lot for many reasons. So this one was actually posted 2 days ago by somebody named Via_Mocha. And the title of it is I Saw a Shadow Man. Yep. But wait, there's more. Okay. To start off this story, I want to give a bit of a background. So last summer, I had stumbled across Sam and Colby's channel. This was kind of my start into all things paranormal, besides Christian theology and beliefs. I ended up showing the channel to my close friends once I got to school. I remember me and my best friend getting high, watching Sam and Colby's Conjuring House series, all while on the edge of a wooden area. We even have messed around with the Ouija board. Don't worry, we took as many precautions as we could. Through all of this, it has shed some light on a few experiences that I've had. So it's safe to say that by the time I had the experiences I'm about to talk about, it took quite a bit to actually terrify me. Also, one more thing I want to mention. I want to be as transparent and genuine as possible. I had had one shot right before this. That being said, I had ran out of a chaser and needed to grab something from the kitchen. It's at least 12 a.m. at my parents' house. It's an unwritten rule that everyone stays in their room when they go to bed at 10. My room opens up to the living room, which is connected to the kitchen. There's also a stairway to the basement right in front of my door. Because all the lights were off and I didn't want to wake my parents, I turned my light on and kept the door wide open, allowing me to see into the kitchen for the most part. I make my way to the sink because my parents don't ever have any sweet drinks, so I'm just filling a glass of water. There's a window right above the sink. As I'm filling the glass, I look up to it. Now, remember, the only light is coming from behind me, and I live on a street with no street lights. I couldn't see outside at all. But I see a black figure resembling a man walking out of the living room and turning to go down the stairs. I saw this in the reflection in the window. I was shitting my pants. But I quickly decided they weren't bothering me, nor were they bothered by me. They were minding their own business. So I'm going to go do the same. I put my head back down and finished filling my glass. When I returned to my room, I made sure not to look down the stairs. Ever since, I see things out of the corner of my eye in that house. I haven't been able to sleep in a dark room unless someone else is with me. Yep.
Mm.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, it's short, but this is the one that I have to do.
That is, I believe him.
Yeah.
Believe him. Mm-hmm. I would have shit my pants the same way. That's how I felt, okay? It's insane. Okay, this one's a little short. It's from Potential Excitement. It says, I was 6 or 7 years old and I slept in a bedroom with my 2 little brothers. One night I woke up to go to the bathroom but couldn't find the door handle. I ran my arms along the door and nothing. I thought no big deal. It's dark. I'll just turn on the lights and be good to go. There was a bookshelf in front of the light switch, so you had to stick your hand behind it to turn on the lights. To my surprise, I couldn't find the light switch. The same thing. I ran my arm all along trying to find it. At this point, I'm not scared, I'm just confused. So I tried to wake up my brothers and try to get them to help me out, but he was asleep to be bothered. Like, he was too asleep to be bothered. I shook him hard and nothing. I went to my other brother and the same thing. He wouldn't budge. Feeling a little panicked, I tried to find the door or light switch again, but I couldn't. I pressed my entire body against the door and went up and down. Now, I believe something is wrong. Maybe the door handle fell off, so I searched on the ground, but there was nothing. I figured I would look outside, but it was nothing but a wall of blackness. We lived in front of my school, so I could usually see lights from the building, but I couldn't see anything. I don't know why, but this scared the crap out of me. Now to the point I'm yelling at my brothers trying to wake them up. They still wouldn't budge. They sleepily acknowledged my presence, but never would wake up. I started screaming bloody murder. I started banging on my door, and it felt like forever that I was pounding on the door and screaming. That's just creepy at all.
Yeah.
Then my mom rushed into our bedroom, turned on the lights. She grabbed me into a hug. I was petrified and crying. I told her that the doorknob had fallen off and I couldn't find the lights. The thing is, the door handle was still on. I've come to rationalize I was being tired and disoriented. That being said, it's always stuck with me how black it was outside. I could see the lights to the school building usually. Multiple times I ran my entire body across the door looking for the handle. Even did it with the lights on, recreating the motion. I could always feel the doorknob and the lights. I never slept in that room after that. I would always sleep on the floor of our living room.
That is insane.
That gives me, was it American Horror Story like vibes?
Yeah.
Big American Horror Story vibes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Absolutely not. I do not blame him for never sleeping in that room again.
Yeah, I'd be like, I will sleep in the car. I will sleep on the floor.
I will sleep anywhere else but in this room.
That room. Well, the thing is like, if you're like, because like you get so used to like where you're living that you could walk around your house with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
So stuff not being there, of course, yes, you're gonna be confused and be like, that's weird.
Right.
And then you're going to try to find like a solution.
Yeah.
With there being no solution and like no explanation why he couldn't find it, I was like,
yeah,
that's scary. Like I wouldn't like.
Did he like enter like an alternate dimension or something? Like,
did he enter an alternate dimension? Like, where was the window, or was there like something like a presence blocking so you couldn't see the light? Like, what was happening?
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's not like it's sleep paralysis. That's the thing, because like his mom woke up and he was awake. He was trying to wake his brothers up. Yeah. And so, and like it wasn't like he was, maybe he was sleepwalking, like lucid sleepwalking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that's wild. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Post the fire emoji down in the comments below and comment what your favorite part of the true crime story was today.
And how you think our theories will come out once we finish the book next episode.
Mm-hmm. If you guys read the book, don't give us any spoilers, but
yes, please
tell us what you guys felt about it when you guys are reading it.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Well,
bye.
Bye.